Welcome to 12-Minute Talks, where important information is shared in a short time period. Learn from other business owners, entrepreneurs, and experts about what they do to help you find solutions to everyday topics in 12 minutes or less. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the 12-Minute Talks podcast. I'm excited to have with us today Regina Natoli. She has a franchise called Maids, where they help families and homes with cleaning and disinfecting, which I think is something a lot of people might have questions about. Regina, thank you so much for being on today.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your backgrounds and how you got started in this industry?
Sure. So I've always been in the service industry for 20 something years plus. I was with the senior living industry and started off in home health and then kind of grew my profession and my career and I'm from New Jersey. So I was a regional director of community relations for a multitude of facilities. I moved to Florida in 2010 and I opened up some of the independent living communities within Palm Beach County. And I got to a point where my best friend had moved down here and we wanted to solidify something for our families in our future. And we did a lot of different research and we ended up with joining the Maids family because we felt that it was a fit for both of us.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you escaped the snow in New Jersey?
I
To
sure
come.
do.
Yeah, you sure did, right? But more importantly, I think you took all that experience that you had working with senior living centers, right? To then apply that here. And it's interesting, yeah, here in Florida, we do have a big senior population, right? And a lot of independent living and assisted living facilities, right? Um, so it's great that you were able to help establish some of those as well. And I'm sure, a lot of those places have very high um, regulations, right, as far as cleaning goes?
Correct. I mean, most of the communities, whether they're independent or assisted, they do offer, housekeeping services, but it traditionally is a light housekeeping service. And so many of our customers still transition into an independent living, community, and they still want us to come out and maybe do a deep clean, quarterly or twice a year. Or they're waiting to go into a community and they need the help at their home before they're able to transition and make that move.
Okay, yeah, interesting. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about Mary Maids and some of the services that you provide?
Sure. So, Maids is a franchise, and myself and my business partner, we had purchased four, which incorporates Palm Beach County, and I have a small section of Martin County. What I like about Maids is that everything is very uniformed, meaning we use the products that they design. We have a system to cleaning, literally like top to bottom, left to right. There's microfiber cloths that we use that are color coded. That way, if we are cleaning the bathroom, we know that that's for the pink, and then the kitchen's gray or yellow, so there's no cross contamination. And the biggest thing I could say is that, especially the customer service piece, is no house is the same. So every individual has their own needs, and our goal is to meet the individual needs of our customers. And so that cleaning plan is designed based on what is important to them.
Right. Yeah, that's super important because like I always say, whatever you do is not a one size fits all. And hopefully you don't do things one size fits all because you're not tailoring any solutions to that particular client, right? And so
Correct.
I think it's interesting how you guys have a system, right? Where if it's the bathroom, you use the pink one, and if it's, the kitchen, you use the gray one because that helps, I think, for the people cleaning to make sure not to mix things, right? Like you mentioned, the cross contamination. And so with everything going on nowadays, do you offer like specialized cleanings for somebody that might want to disinfect their house even
We
more?
we do. So Service Master is our parent company, and they've partnered with 3M. And so the EPA products that I'm using are through 3M, and we have two that we typically use regularly, which is Sandy Master 6 and the Decon 40. So for any of my ongoing customers, that we already service, whether that be a weekly, a bi-weekly, a tri-weekly, or a monthly, that added layer of protection, I'm just giving to my customers, and we're doing the high sanitation at the end of the cleaning. But if somebody wants to call us and they just want a one-time service, basically we would come in and we would clean first, which is the sanitizing portion of it, because you have to get the dust and germs, right? But then you have to disinfect it. And that's on your high touch areas, like your kitchen counters, your kitchen cabinet knobs, your light switch plates, your toilet bowl handle. All of those things will get done. And then the last step is basically we vacuum and mop out of the home.
Okay. Yeah, important. And I know it's something that a lot of people have in the back of their minds, like, well, I cleaned with Lysol, but maybe that's not enough, right? And so, Regina, what's something that sets Merry Maids and in particular your franchises,
Mhm.
from maybe other cleaning companies out there?
So I think the difference that makes it is the fact of myself and my business partner are very involved. We're both very passionate. We both have a lot of customer service and hospitality experience, and we're able to train and we're able to mentor. And if a job is difficult, we're also on that job cleaning. The one thing is if I wouldn't do something, I wouldn't expect my employees to do it. And so we make sure that every job is handled and that quality of service is delivered. And I think that sets us apart. And, with COVID-19, the reality is I had to revamp my entire company. We did close for 3 weeks, even though we were considered essential. When PPP started becoming a problem, and I knew that I could not protect the employees the way I needed to, and I knew that hospitals were running low on PPP, I felt that we had to take a step back, close the doors for 3 weeks, let everything kind of stabilize, and then revamp ourselves. And we've had to put a lot of systems in place, meaning curbside delivery for my employees, staggering their time so that no one's coming into the office, constant disinfecting. We've taken every step possible to keep everyone safe,
Yeah,
and
and
successfully we've done so.
yeah. And I think that that's really important because you touch on something that is not just your clients that you're looking out for, but very important your employees that are really the ones out there, you know, um, doing this work, right? So it's important that they're also taken care of, and that speaks volumes that you guys took 3 weeks off to really see how you would revamp and work, like they say in the new normal, right? Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, that's important. And so, Regina, does your company work with a certain niche or just families in general?
We we mainly work with residential cleaning, but we offer commercial cleaning. I do think because of the background of myself and my business partner being in the healthcare background, we have gone into many of the independent living communities, or a lot of case managers will reach out to us because someone's either returned home, from a hospital, they have rehab, and they know that we're going to come in. We're basically a second set of eyes. We go over and above. I have, families calling me up. My mom lives at home. She's 80 years old. She's alone. When you look at the refrigerator, can you open it up if you see stuff that's expired? So we always go that extra steps to make sure that they're safe in their home. And I do believe that that's one of our niches.
Yeah, that's interesting. I also work a lot with the senior community in what I do. And yeah, it's important that they have somebody that can go out maybe once a month or twice a month, whatever the case might be, if they live alone, right? To make sure that they're up to par with cleanliness and all that type of stuff. So I think that's great. And also that you work with the senior centers, the independent living and the assisted living facilities. They do need any extra help they can get, with that
Absolutely.
as well. Yeah. And especially, somebody coming from the hospital, it's important that they're very susceptible, right, to infections and things like that. So make sure where they're coming to that it's as clean as possible, right? Fantastic. And so, Regina, how can someone reach out to you to get more information about
So
your services?
yeah, I have a website, which is marymaidspalmbeachcounty.com. That's probably the easiest way to look us up. Our phone number is 561-493-8455. And you can go on my website. You could look at all of our different services. We have a text line. You can call us. You could text us. We're available. Our hours of operation are typically Monday through Friday from 7:30 to 4:30. However, every phone call or every email comes to my phone. And so they're answered even after hours and even on weekends.
Fantastic. And like always, I will have all of the links down below as well as her phone number. So anybody listening or watching the video can easily click and get to know more about Regina and what they do. And I just wanted to quickly introduce myself for those of you that don't know who I am. My name's Lorena Tomasini, and I'm the owner of Mom Life and Health Insurance Agency, where together with my mom, we help families and businesses with their financial protection needs. And we do everything over the phone. Regina, I do have one last question for you before I let you go. What would you say is a good productivity tip?
Productivity tip for homes. I would say to try to not have as much clutter. So I have stairs and I have a basket on my stairs. So that way when we come in, shoes go in the basket. Mail tends to pile up. I bought like a special bowl. It's decorative, so it looks pretty, but that's where mail will go. I have a basket in the bathroom for like extra towels. So I try to make everything look neat and organized. And that's probably the quickest thing. So it's easier when people come over, you're not running crazy to get the house ready if you already don't have us.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, Regina. Well, it's been great having you on today's episode. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to this podcast and hope you will listen to the next one. I'm Lorena Tomasini, and you can contact me via email life@malmins.com. Make it a great day.